Good evening and welcome to Sunset News on this Tuesday evening. As always, we bring you the news, community stories, economics, weather and sports. I am Ashwin Berry. In the news tonight, Namibia celebrated Micro, Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises Day, commemorated today on the 27th of June, appreciating the tremendous impact of SMEs within our economy. According to Bank Windhoek's head of SME Financial and Data Analytics, Bianca Janse van Vuren, SMEs drive the Namibian economy, contributing substantially to the gross domestic product and providing employment for a significant portion of the workforce. With nearly 40,000 SMEs actively contributing to the national economy, they play a pivotal role in shaping the country's future and realizing the government's Vision 2030 agenda, which aims to transform Namibia into a healthy, food-secure and prosperous nation. Despite facing various challenges, Namibian SMEs have proven their resilience and ability to innovate, remaining a vital source of new job opportunities. She said SMEs' agility and close connection with local communities also make them a crucial platform for empowering women and the youth, resonating with the global theme for MSME Day 2023. MSME Day serves as an essential beacon, highlighting the immense contributions of SMEs to economies and societies worldwide. It emphasizes their transformational potential and the need for inclusive, sustainable support systems. Katutura and Okahanja residents peacefully demonstrated demanding the removal of red force and clearance of water electricity bills. Mayor Oneuptwo of the city of Windhoek received their petition, apologized for the council's absence and assured a prompt response. The demonstration united the communities, expressing dissatisfaction with red force's debt collection practices. The residents emphasized the need to alleviate the financial burden on pensioners and those affected by COVID-19. Mayor Oneuptwo pledged to engage with the aggrieved residents before the response deadline of July 7th.
In a show of unity and determination, residents of Katutura and Okahanja joined forces this morning to stage a peaceful demonstration calling for the removal of Red Force, the debt collecting agency for both municipalities, and for the clearance of water and electricity bills for pensioners and individuals affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. The residents presented a petition to Mayor Joseph Wapingene of the city of Windhoek, delivered by Benistus Kandundu, chairperson of the Katutura Committee on behalf of the aggrieved communities.
His Worship the city from the city of Windhoek are very much happy to be here. We have come here to indicate our problem to the city of Windhoek. So these people, as they are here, they took a decision that it's better we hand over a petition to the mayor and councillors. Therefore, we are happy that the mayor is here to receive our petition. And the petition reads as follows. The petition to the city of Windhoek for writing off of debts and introduction of prepaid electricity and water meter system. What we are trying to say here, since COVID-19, which took place for the past 3 years, perhaps for us as Katutura residents, we find it difficult to pay whatever debt is owed. Therefore, we recommend or we request that if the city of Windhoek give us the floor, if the city of Windhoek allow us to sit around the table, we know that the city of Windhoek need also to look after its operations. But once we come around the table, we also have suggestions how we should go about as residents in the city of Windhoek in order to meet halfway.
Mayor Wapingene received the petition personally and assured the aggrieved demonstrators that the city of Windhoek will make an effort to reach out to them before the proposed response deadline of the 7th of July. Jemima Ndebele, NMH.
This is your right. You, the councillors, the leaders that you have put there to represent you should look into. So, and more importantly, I'm so pleased to hear in your presentation that you said you are willing to come to the table and discuss the matter so that we can see where we can meet each other.
For the past 2 days, there has been rain on and off in the south of Namibia in Luderitz. There are warnings of very cold fronts to be expected in several parts of the country. Please make provisions for livestock, pets and yourselves. The southwestern parts of the country can expect heavy rainfall on Wednesday. This was predicted by the Namibia Meteorological Services, which highlighted Walvish Bay in the Erongo region as one of the places that can expect thunder showers on Tuesday. There is also a possibility that areas in the vicinity of Aus and Rosh-Pinah could receive significant amounts of winter rain this week. In our Story of the Day segment, the Permanent Task Force on Children in Namibia aims at promoting, protecting and ensuring children's rights, and they held their quarterly meeting. Stay with us.
We are so excited to be kickstarting your morning with entertainment. Everything was happening during this past weekend.
Yes.
Exciting news.
Wow, no, she was killing it already.
In my opinion, I don't see anything wrong with him serving the full term.
As well as keeping you informed on the issues that you need to know happening in and around our country.
The Permanent Task Force on Children in Namibia, established by a cabinet directive comprising of relevant ministries, civil society organizations and development partners responsible for coordinating and monitoring all interventions aimed at promoting, protecting and ensuring children's rights, held its quarterly meeting at Protea Thuringerhof Hotel. Rivaldo Kavanga, youth activist, and Zolnadia Deval, program manager at Lifeline Childline Namibia, share more.
Good afternoon, viewers. My name is Rivaldo Kanongo Kavanga, member of the Children's Parliament, a youth activist and one of the 100 brightest young minds for Africa 2022. And I am attending the PTF, which is the Permanent Task Force on Children in Namibia meeting here at the Thuringerhof Hotel in Windhoek. The PTF task force is basically there to enable and for us to look at the conditions of children in the country, what children are going through and how we can then advise government. The PTF was established as a cabinet directive by obviously cabinet to ensure that we advise cabinet on the measures to be taken in order to protect children in the country, to safeguard the well-being of children in the country. We've seen the alarming numbers of children often facing violence, being subject to rape and being subject to abuse basically. We've seen the numbers ever increasing. We've even seen the suicides of children as young as the age of 11 recently. So that's what we're here to do. We're here to dissect, look at the issue and then give cabinet directives on what they can do or what measures we propose.
There are still people that don't know what we do. So we advocate as much as possible. But about a month ago, Lifeline Childline Namibia, who is a member of Lifeline International. Now the core business of Lifeline International is suicide. So Lifeline Childline Namibia is a member of Lifeline International, and Lifeline Childline Namibia was selected to host the first African region member forum. So just a little bit of background of Lifeline International. So they have about 25 members that operates over 200 Lifeline centers across 23 countries across the world. And the members deliver a range of crisis support, suicide prevention. So all of these crisis lines are suicide based. I think Lifeline Childline Namibia is one of the few helplines that are combined, but the rest of the helplines are suicide specific. So Lifeline International, like I already mentioned, their vision is a world without suicide. Their mission is to live in a world where access to quality suicide prevention support is available, accepted and encouraged. So I'm not going to go too much into it, but Lifeline International is the mother body of all these different country suicide helplines. The the overview of the forum that took place on the 31st of May and the 1st of June. It was a 2-day African forum. So this forum brought international members from across Africa to discuss regional and in-country challenges and opportunities in the areas of crisis support and suicide prevention. And Lifeline Childline has been on the technical working group of the Ministry of Health, who is the custodian of the suicide strategy and suicide prevention plan. So we serve on the technical working group, and thus it was important that the Ministry of Health was part and parcel of this process. Ministry of Gender, Tonata, was also part of this whole process. As we've seen the past year, our stats, how high it is. We've just recently had an 11-year-old boy that committed suicide, and the causes is not different from what other African countries are experiencing. It's quite similar, and there's also the challenge of having policies in place. So I think in the African context, there's a lot of similarities that is in terms of suicide. And then the members also sort of workshopped on the need and the approach to secure toll-free calls to crisis helplines. I believe funding is it's a challenge with all helplines. Some helplines are not functioning well. I know it's exactly a year ago that Lifeline Childline is operating 24 hours, but still there are a lot of challenges to fund. It takes a lot of money to maintain and to run a toll-free helpline.
You're still with Sunset News, and in our Community Talk segment, Tunoko and Etosha workers hold a peaceful protest. Stay with us.
Hello and welcome to today's Sports Rep Show.
I am your host, Jesse Jackson Kauraifa. In replay, Namibia, who had won the toss for the first time on this tour.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with tennis news, both on the WTA for women's and
The workers of Tunoko Fisheries Limited and Etosha Fishing on Tuesday expressed their dissatisfaction with their management on the lack of response to their complaints via a petition handed over to the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources today.
We are here to deliver our petition, so I'm going to read our petition from Tunako. It reads as follows. The petition of the workers of Tunako Fisheries Limited to the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources held on 27 June 2023, today, which is today. The workers of Tunako Fisheries Limited have a peaceful demonstration at Tunako Fisheries on 29 May 2023 and handed over a petition to the company management. Tunako Fisheries Management did not make any effort to resolve or even respond to the workers' complaints. It is against this background that the workers have decided to hand over a petition to the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources today. We request the Minister of Fisheries and Marine Resources together with the Minister of Labour, Industrialization and Employment Creation to look into the following Tunako employees' complaints. The complaints are as follows. Workers want Tunako Fisheries to establish a trust fund for the workers. Tunako Fisheries Limited is one of the oldest fishing fund company in the fishing industry, and this company has no any trust fund for the employees. Many companies in the fishing industry have established a trust fund for their employees, and those workers who work at that factories are benefiting from the trust fund each year. Tunaco Fishery Limited receive reasonable quota of hake and horse mackerel fish, but the workers are not benefiting in any of these profit sharing arrangements. We request the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources to allocate at least 10% of the quota which Tunaco receive every year to the trust fund of the workers, so that Tunaco workers will start benefiting from the profit which each of workers in the fishing industry are benefiting from. That is only the best option for the workers to feel that they are the party of the company and that they are benefiting from the natural resources of the country.
Welcome to the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources. On behalf of the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources, I would just like to acknowledge receipt of your petitions. That is the petition from the Tunaco workers, and then the petition from Etosha Fisheries. This office was directed by the Honorable Minister of Fisheries and Marine Resources, Honorable Derek Claassen, to receive this petition on his behalf, because he could not join you here today due to equally important official business. Now, your petition will be forwarded to the headquarters, to the highest office, that is the office of the minister, today, and then the Honorable Minister will be able then to respond to your petitions.
In economic news, after the break, RFA suspends plans to introduce toll roads in Namibia. Stay with Sunset News.
To another exciting episode of Oneuptwo. Jou let lees die weer en vertel ook vir julle waar die vis heel moontlik gaan byt.
The Road Fund Administration has suspended plans to introduce toll roads in the country until further notice. Due to the prevailing economic climate coupled with high interest rates and inflation, the RFA has decided to defer the planned stakeholder and public consultations on the implementation of toll roads in Namibia until further notice, the fund announced on Tuesday. A feasibility study conducted by the RFA had identified 21 roads that could potentially be tolled, generating $5.8 billion Namibian in revenue. This revenue, the RFA said, could be used to fund capital and maintenance expenditure over 5 years, resulting in $7.5 billion Namibian in additional revenue to subsidize roads across the country. Let's head into the financial indicators. Looking at gold, copper and Brent crude oil, they've all made some dips, with platinum being the only one making an uptick of 0.06%. The Namibian dollar trades at 18.66 next to the US dollar, with 20.45 Namibian dollars getting you €1. Now, according to Latvia, Wagner mutiny is one evil fighting another. Stay with us as we head into international news shortly.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master.
Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
An aborted mutiny by Wagner Group mercenaries in Russia was one evil fighting another, Latvia's foreign minister said earlier, adding that the full implications of the mutiny were still unclear for regional security. Latvia's Edgars Rinkevičs said the possible arrival of Wagner mercenaries in neighboring Belarus needed to be reassessed from a defense and security point of view. Under a deal mediated by Belarusian leader Alexander Lukashenko on Saturday to halt the mutiny, Wagner Group leader Yevgeny Prigozhin is meant to move to Belarus.
This as internal affair of Russia. From our perspective, it was one evil fighting another evil, but what we do not know how things are going to develop in coming days and weeks. We need time to assess how this is going to impact internal situation in Russia, but also how this is going to impact regional security, because we have been very carefully listening and analyzing the speech that was delivered yesterday by Mr. Putin, where he was saying that some of Wagner Group mercenaries are free to move into Belarus. This move, if that's true, needs to be also reassessed from defense and security point of view. We all have seen capabilities of those mercenaries, and I think that in light of upcoming NATO summit, in light of all those discussions that we are having about defense and deterrence, about necessary decisions to strengthen the security of eastern flank, also such kind of moves, such kind of statements need to be taken seriously.
France can be an invaluable partner in strengthening the air defense capabilities of the Baltic countries. We know about the French technology. We think that it's state-of-the-art, and I think it could be used at this point as a very credible part of our deterrence strategy, so that no Wagner, no Russian military would ever think to cross Baltic states' border.
But it is important as well that we do ourselves as well more and more to invest our defense. So Estonian government has decided that next year defense spending will be 3.2% of GDP, and it will be like this. So we'll follow that. So we invest more and more.
Let's get straight into the weather predictions. In the northern region, clear conditions throughout the day with temperatures ranging from 20 degrees Celsius to 31 degrees Celsius. Centrally, clear conditions throughout the day as well with temperatures ranging from 12 degrees to 23 degrees Celsius. In the southern region, clear conditions throughout the day with temperatures ranging from 30 degrees Celsius to 19 degrees Celsius. However, Rehoboth is the coldest in the country with -1 degree Celsius expected. Stay with Sunset News as we give you the highlights from this evening's broadcast after the break.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master.
Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
Let's get into the highlights from this evening's broadcast. Namibia celebrated Micro, Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises Day, commemorated today on the 27th of June, appreciating the tremendous impact of SMEs within our economy. And Katutura and Okahanja residents peacefully demonstrated demanding the removal of red force and clearance of water electricity bills. Mayor Oapingene of the city of Windhoek received their petition, apologized for the council's absence and assured a prompt response. And with that, we have come to the end of the broadcast. Make sure you join Sunset News on all Facebook platforms, NMH platforms that is, and that is on weekdays and Sundays, as well as on our website, oneuptwo.com. Sunset News screens on DSTV channel 285 and GoTV channel 25 from 7:30 to 8 p.m. This has been Sunset News. My name is Ashwin Berry. Don't end your day without us.